They position me before the lens and tell me, "Marcus, share your insights with us." Insights, they say. I dedicated 7 decades to the craft of making audiences smile for money. What would I understand about profound truths? But fine, you're asking for insights. Here's what I've learned. I brought joy to countless people. Countless. I headlined my own television program. I performed in the premier venues. I absolutely dominated at Carnegie Hall. Dominated completely, I'm telling you. And here I am residing in a single bedroom flat, speaking to a recording device because there's nobody left in my life to have a conversation with. That's the insight right there. Allow me to explain the path that led me here. My mother, Rita, stunning in appearance, melancholy in spirit. Clinical depression is what they diagnosed today. In those days, we simply mentioned that mother was exhausted. She would remain in her bedroom for extended periods. And young Marcus discovered that making mother smile would bring her back to life. She'd rise from bed. She'd prepare our morning meal. She'd return to normal. That's how I developed my humor. At the age of 6, I was creating routines. I was performing tap sequences. I was pulling expressions, anything necessary to revive mother from her darkness. And the method proved effective. It proved effective with mother. It proved effective with my classmates. It proved effective with everyone I encountered. When you're humorous, affection follows you. When you're humorous, your company becomes desirable. When you're humorous, nobody inquires about your genuine emotional state. That's the strategy I mastered at 6 years of age that destroyed my entire existence. Maintain the humor and authenticity becomes unnecessary. So here's your initial teaching. And focus carefully because I'm about to express something a 97-year-old entertainer should never articulate. Not every moment requires comedic treatment. If you're designated as the humorous individual within your circle, the person who consistently maintains levity, the one who redirects through comedy, pause. Occasionally, just pause. Allow yourself moments of gravity. Allow yourself to experience sorrow. Allow others to witness your authentic self, because without that, they'll develop affection for the performance. But genuine affection for you won't exist. It cannot. They haven't met the real you. I entered matrimony with Helen Porter in 1954. Stunning woman, a professional dancer, extraordinarily attractive physically. Listen to me, continuing the performance even now. She transcended physical beauty. She possessed authenticity. She embodied honesty. She would communicate her thoughts without filter. No pretense, no manipulation. That quality captivated me, and I proved incapable of reciprocating that gift. Every exchange I transformed into material. She'd inquire about my emotional condition. I'd launch into a routine. She'd attempt discussing something meaningful. I'd deliver the punchline. She confronted me on one occasion saying, "Marcus, I experience our marriage as being wedded to a broadcast program rather than an actual human being." I responded with laughter. I constructed a joke from her pain. Naturally, I did. She departed in 1971, 17 years of partnership, and she declared, "This arrangement is unsustainable for me. I require a spouse, not a headlining performer." She entered a subsequent marriage with someone named Walter, an insurance industry professional, completely devoid of comedic instinct. And the outcome? She experienced genuine happiness, authentic contentment spanning 3 decades. She passed away in 2015. I attended her memorial service, and Walter, this unremarkable, conventional man, appeared utterly shattered. You understand the reason. Because he actually permitted her access to his interior world. He provided her with a genuine partner. I provided her with entertainment. So here's the second teaching. The individual you cherish doesn't require you to provide amusement. They require your actual presence. They require your honesty. They require you to occasionally cease the comedy and simply articulate, I'm experiencing fear, or I cherish you deeply, or I'm uncertain about my direction. If you're employing humor as a barrier to maintain your partner's distance, you'll experience their loss, and they'll discover someone unremarkable who generates deeper feelings of being loved than you ever accomplished. My son Robert, born 1957, he's 68 years of age currently, a psychotherapist, surprisingly enough. My offspring, a psychotherapist. I recycled that joke for years. My son pursued psychotherapy professionally. One wonders whose issues he's processing. Substantial laughter. That line consistently generated substantial laughter. Robert finds no humor in it. Robert confronted me once, perhaps a decade previously during one of our biannual dinner meetings. He stated, "Father, I've never engaged in an authentic conversation with you throughout my entire life. Every attempt I make to communicate with you, you transition into performance mode. I lack understanding of your true identity. I never have possessed that understanding. I didn't possess a joke for that moment, first occasion in perhaps 6 decades, where I lacked a clever response because his observation was accurate. My own offspring matured within my household and remains a stranger to my authentic self because I never permitted access. I remain preoccupied with generating humor. I remained preoccupied with securing the laugh, and consequently, I failed. I failed to connect with him. I failed to experience his entire developmental years. I maintained physical presence. I was present daily in the household, but authentic presence eluded me. I was executing a performance. For my own child, I was merely performing. If children are part of your life, hear this carefully. They don't require you to display cleverness. They don't require you to embody the entertaining parent. They require knowledge of your authentic identity, your anxieties, your mistakes, your genuine emotions. Exist as an actual person in their awareness, not a theatrical presentation. Because I have an offspring who maintains affection for me. I believe somewhere within him that affection exists, but comprehension of who I am remains absent, and responsibility for that falls entirely on me. I experienced such intense fear of being truly observed that I rendered myself imperceptible to the individual who held greatest significance. You want to understand the most devastating aspect. After 97 years of theatrical performance, I cannot identify my authentic self. Remove the jokes, the comedic timing, the rehearsed material. What remains present? I lack that knowledge. I genuinely lack that understanding. I've maintained the performance for such duration. The performance absorbed my identity, or perhaps I absorbed into the performance. I cannot determine which occurred. People inquire about my condition, and I literally possess no capacity for honest response. My consciousness immediately generates the humorous alternative. Someone asks, "How are you, Marcus?" I respond, 97 years of age, what problems could possibly exist? everything constitutes a problem. They produce laughter, I proceed forward, and nobody, myself included, comprehends my actual condition. So here's what holds significance, and this represents the crucial point, the fundamental reason I'm creating this recording. Don't utilize your abilities as concealment. Whatever constitutes your strength, humor, intellectual capacity, professional dedication, being helpful, if you're deploying it to prevent people from truly observing you, cease immediately. The effectiveness proves too substantial. You'll achieve such mastery at concealment that complete disappearance occurs. And you'll invest 97 years receiving adoration from audiences while remaining unknown to everyone. Here's what holds genuine significance. Not the laughter, not the recognition, not the standing acknowledgments, and I received plenty. Trust me on that. What holds significance is this question. Did anyone truly comprehend who you were? Did you permit anyone access to your interior world? Did you ever remove the facade and allow another human being to observe your actual identity? I didn't accomplish that. I experienced excessive fear that observing my authentic self would generate displeasure in people, eliminate the laughter, eliminate their affection. So I maintained the performance spanning 97 years, and currently the audience has dispersed. The performances have concluded, and I'm positioned alone in a residence filled with theatrical memorabilia, and I finally comprehend the truth. They didn't harbor affection for me personally. They harbored affection for the spectacle, and that outcome represents my responsibility. I never provided them with alternative content. I'm 97 years of age. I'm experiencing exhaustion. I've been executing this performance since the age of 6, attempting to revive my mother from her darkness, and I've finally reached completion. I'm finished with generating humor. I'm finished with deflection. I'm finished with concealment. Here's the unadorned truth without comedic elements. I'm experiencing loneliness. I'm experiencing fear regarding dying in isolation. I wish I'd permitted Helen to observe my authentic self. I wish I'd permitted Robert to comprehend who I truly am. I wish on just one occasion I'd possessed the courage to abandon the humor, to articulate, I'm experiencing pain, or I require your presence, or I don't possess a joke at this moment. I simply require someone to remain beside me. So that's what holds significance. That's the insight accumulated from 97 years. Exist authentically, permit yourself to be observed, allow people to comprehend you, the actual you, not the constructed version you assume they desire. Because embodying that constructed version, isolation accompanies that existence. Believe my testimony, it represents the most profound isolation imaginable. And understand, I recognize I'm concluding on a melancholic note, poor entertainment principles. You're expected to leave them in laughter, but I'm 97. What consequences exist? Professional termination. Go contact someone you cherish. Communicate something authentic to them. And if they respond with humor, don't permit them to evade. I should contact Robert. I should communicate to him. Yes, I should contact Robert.